Yeah, I was noticing that TC's got 4 senior starters on their offensive line. What I think a sophomore. What do those guys look like? Do they look like a pretty veteran crew?
They're a very veteran crew, very well coached. They've run that system very well. They've been doing it a while, and there'll be a tremendous challenge on Saturday at 2:30.
Coach, they say this is the biggest offensive line that TCU's ever had. Do you usually see with a spread team like this, up tempo, that they have linemen like that?
I've seen big old linemen that are spread football teams. I was in that league. I know Oklahoma had a humongous line, and they spread it out with their quarterbacks. But yeah, they're huge, and they're very skilled.
Seems like that right side's a little beefier.
It is a little beefier there.
How do you think your guys did in the opener?
I think there was a lot of good things, a lot of positives. People may not realize, but I had 5 guys. That was their first college football game. So for those guys to go out there and compete the way they did and not a lot of bust and made some plays, I was very pleased with that.
You like the way you were able to look like you played a lot of guys?
Oh, yeah. I've been saying it from when I first got here. I think I had 10 guys play up front, and a lot of those guys played early in the game, which is going to be good. I think that's going to help us for TCU on Saturday, being able to keep guys fresh.
What do you think of McTelvin's play? Looked like he got double-teamed some on Thursday.
He did. People like to key in. He's a good player, but I feel like he handled it well, and he was able to make some nice plays, be disruptive for us.
How'd TJ do?
TJ had a nice game. TJ's a technician. He's the type of player you love as a coach because he's going to do exactly what you tell him to do, and he puts the extra time in. And I thought he was well prepared, and he played like it on this past Thursday night.
How much of a concern is it with your 2 deep, mostly a lot of younger players, redshirt freshmen, sophomores, going against 4 seniors?
Well, it's once again, you don't have any more freshmen once you play that first game. That's the way I feel. So it'll be a challenge because those guys have played together. But when the whistle is blown, and here we go. You still got to go out and execute, and you got to do your assignment and do your job. So that's what we're going to try to do on Saturday.
How tricky is TCU with the run-pass meshes they have and just what they're trying to do?
TCU, you got to be locked in. They're the same TCU offensively that I remember that we played when I was at Tech, and they do present some unique challenges with how they try to stretch your perimeter defense, and they give you a lot of flash where that can distract your eyes from what's really happening. So we got to do a great job of being locked in with our keys and playing fundamental football.
Kenny Hill, he's the kind of guy who can throw for 350 and run for 100+. And I think last year against Arkansas, that's about what he did. How big a challenge is he, trying to contain him and not let him, run free?
He'll be a tremendous challenge. He, if you look at the past quarterbacks that they've had at TCU, all of them are kind of in that mold. I think Boykin was in that mold too. I remember him, but he presents a unique challenge. You got to find a way to try to contain him. He can also run the football, and he can throw it on a dime too. So be one of these weeks where you don't get a lot of sleep as a defensive line coach.
Do you try and just keep him in the pocket then, or what your approach?
You got to try different things with him. Try to find a way to get him off balance because, like I said, he can beat you with his arm and beat you with his feet. So you try to disrupt him a little bit.
Hicks ran for a couple touchdowns against Arkansas last year and caught several passes, but didn't play. Y'all expecting to see him this Saturday? What do you think of him?
I would anticipate so. I think he's a very, very talented football player, obviously. So, like I said, we'll see. If it's not him, it's someone else that, they have a lot of talented and explosive skill guys. So we're going to have our hands full.
They went 63 zip. I think Gary Patterson said he played started about 20 snaps. Do you feel like they were pretty vanilla? Do you feel like you can gain a whole lot from that first game tape, or do you feel like they're going to have a lot of stuff for you you haven't seen yet?
Well, I'm sure they had. I'm sure they'll have some stuff that we haven't seen. But once again, it goes back to just being able to play our base defense and being able to adjust on the fly. Obviously, when you watch the first game and you watch when the starters are in there, I mean, there's some things that you can take and you can see and you can you can learn from. But I'm sure they'll have a couple tricks and gadgets and things of that nature for us. So that's just kind of how it goes. So we'll see what happens. We got to be ready to play it all.
You guys have some tricks and gadgets for them too. You probably didn't show Thursday night.
We're just trying to get better and get better at our basic stuff.
You got Deion Malone wearing 99 now. The decision to move him over there. Where does he fit in? Deion
just joined our group, and I think he'll be a nice addition. Just trying to ease him into the position, and we'll see how he fits from there. Just getting a good look at him now.
Gets a nose on body type, or is it going to do in too?
I think he can do a little bit of both. So we'll see as we continue to go along, kind of what we see as his best position over there, end or nose. But right now he's just kind of working them both.
How'd you feel like your nose guard? I guess you played all three, right? How'd you feel like those guys did as a group?
It's kind of what I expected. I felt like all three brought different things to the table. And, I like what I saw out of B. John on some plays, and I like what I see out of Caps. And Dylan Hayes comes in, and he's like the Energizer Bunny when he comes in there. He brings a different thing to the table. So I think the combination of all three, I think we can get what we're looking for.